Hey guys, welcome back to another of the vlogs. I'm really bad at making videos and uploading them. When I upload them, I upload 5 or 6 at the time, and when I don't upload, I could be a month before I upload a video. But I do apologize for that. It's just that I've been very busy with work and just meetings, and Zoom meetings take a lot of energy. So it's not an excuse. I should be uploading regularly, I suppose, but yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. I'll try to, I say this in all the videos, I'll try to maintain upload frequency, a regular upload frequency. Today I want to talk about brands scaling up. Over the last couple of weeks I've had some very fruitful meetings with industry stakeholders across all industries, be it food and beverage, skincare, pharmaceuticals, so on and so forth, and wanted to talk about brands that are scaling up, scaling their business. So we can get into all the nitty-gritty details of such as VCs, private equity, so on and so forth, and we can get into all the details of when you're raising capital and everything in terms of scaling your brand. So that could be asking for angel investors initially, or for your seed funding. Then as the business scales from round A, round B, round C, so on and so forth, eventually to private equity and VC capital. However, what's happening is there's someone who cannot drive, just literally came out on a roundabout in front of me. What exactly is happening is that, yes, money flow, deal flow has stopped these days in the last, let's say, last 18 months or so, because of the global financial framework and whatever is happening across the globe in terms of the recession and all that. But what's happening is that, more than that, businesses are not bootstrapping as much as they should. So what's happening is, because of the easy deal flow and easy money that was easily available for a lot of businesses in the past, many businesses would, and one particular example would be Prime Energy Drink, for example. I'm not exactly sure, I'll put it in the video how much money they raised, but they raised something ridiculous, and then we all know the hype surrounding Prime Energy Drink and what exactly happened to it. There was a huge boom, and then suddenly went bust. There was a hype, people went crazy, people are paying as much as 100 euros, pounds, dollars equivalent for a bottle. And now apparently, I saw it somewhere on social media, maybe on Facebook, that one particular Tesco in this country is offering the same bottles for 32 pence, 32 pence, from as high as £100 a bottle. So we don't want that in a business. Sustainability is the key to grow any business, and as the business scales, it's very important that a business grows organically, but in a very fruitful, in a very organic manner. It should also have that the skill set, and the business owners themselves, the entrepreneurs themselves, should have the mindset to scale the business in the way that they should want to and hope to and need to. For example, we live in a very hyper competitive environment these days. If your business is not scaling, then your business is going to die, and your business is going to basically lose out versus the competition. And one particular example that I've been talking about over the last, let's say, a week and a half, 2 weeks, is Mahindra. Now, Anand Mahindra is one of the billionaires in India, and he started off with a company called Mahindra Automotive. It's a car manufacturer out of India. And his executives, now bear in mind, those executives are being paid to the tune of a couple of £100,000 annually. Those executives said to Auto Express, which is one of the leading car magazines here in the country, in the UK, that we will only enter the UK market when the market conditions are favorable. Like, excuse me? This year alone, this year and maybe half of next year, I suppose, so in the next 12 to 18 months, we have 10 Chinese automotive companies entering the UK market. That is 10. 10 companies are entering the UK market, and this particular automotive company, Mahindra, is saying that they will only enter the UK market when the market conditions are favorable. Like, I'm sorry? What's favorable market conditions? Does Anand Mahindra really think that the Chinese automotive companies are going to leave behind a market share for him? A piece of the pie for him? It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. And it saddens me because they do make really good cars. Well, of course, not a BMW, obviously, or a Mercedes, or an Audi, or Volvo, or Toyota, or whatever. But what they do is they do make good cars, and a bit of polishing, I suppose, for the European, the American, the Canadian market. Those cars will go a long way. Because what this country lacks is, in the UK especially, as someone who's really into automotive industry and into cars myself personally, from a very passionate point of view, what this country lacks is budget-friendly cars. So we live in a very, as I said, hyper-competitive world where if you have 40,000-50,000 pounds to spend on a car, you have tons of options. If you have 20,000-25,000 pounds, you have limited options. But what this country lacks is something similar to Dacia Sandero. We're lacking options for 8 to 10,000, 12,000 pound cars. Now, if those cars can be made elsewhere in the world, be it in India, be it in Pakistan, be it in Nepal, be it in all sorts of other countries, Africa for example, why can't those cars be manufactured in the UK? A. B. Why can't those cars be imported at a very cheap rate in the UK? Because UK does provide tax breaks to automotive industry. Why can't those cars be sold here for like 10 to 12,000 pounds? I'm sure there's a huge population in this country, in the UK and Europe, let's say, where people who have 12,000 pounds to spend, they would want to buy a Mahindra. So as I'm driving along, there's this particular car, Hyundai i10. It's a 59 plate, so 2009 model year. I'll probably say this car is about 4,000 pounds maybe in today's market, maybe 3,000 pounds, or 2,000-3,000 pounds maybe. But brand new, this car would have been what, back in 2009, maybe 9,000-10,000 pounds. But what's happening is, with the inflation, the car prices have gone up so much. So even a small car like that is costing more than 12,000-13,000 pounds. Fast forward to the next 5 years, a lot of consumers are going to be priced out of automotive industry in terms of cars. They simply won't be able to afford to buy one. Now, of course, America has a huge culture of trucks, for example. Texas, for example, the major state in America, or Oklahoma, where just every second car is a truck, I suppose. And that's inherent in their American culture, where like it's all about, trucks, and it's all about overall the fact of freedom and everything, whatever the American values are. But we live in the UK, where the roads are pretty small, cars are getting bigger. Yes, the cars are getting bigger. Yes, there's a huge market for SUVs. Yes, there's a huge market for all sorts of vehicles. But what's happening is there's not a lot of market for small cars. So what's happening is there's not a lot of availability, product choices, product offerings for small cars. So let's say if I've got a budget of 8 to 10,000 pounds for a brand new car, I simply don't have anything in this country to be able to afford something on that budget. I'll have to go in the second-hand market, and that's not a problem. Of course, second-hand market, it's like, if the cars are maintained well, second-hand market is a great choice to be in, and you got plenty of choices. But because of the low interest rate environment that we were in the last, let's say, 24 months to 36 months, where BMW was offering brand new cars at 2.9%, and Audi was offering at, I believe, 4.9%, Mercedes was offering at 6.1%, when the base rate in Bank of England was like anywhere from 3% or something like that. So when interest rates were low, people were purchasing brand new cars. Even graduate job people that are just graduated, basically graduates who had just graduated, were simply buying Audi A1s, Mercedes A-classes, BMW 1 Series, and ridiculous cheap rate in financing. At 2.9%, monthly payment would have been £250, £275, something along those lines. Because of the low interest rate, they were just simply able to afford such payments, and they were simply able to enjoy such payments, and they were simply able to enjoy that car at a very cheap, decent rate. However, as we are progressing towards the UK with very slow growth, or rather, let's say, a recession, we're living in an environment where people just don't simply have the extra 250, 275, 300 pounds to be able to spend on a car. Therefore, what's happening is, because of the lack of funds among a lot of disposable income as well among a certain group of population, and that's the young people, if they don't have the money to be able to purchase on a new car, they have the money to be able to purchase a brand new car, but of a smaller size and smaller scale. And that's where these cars come in at 8 to 10, 12,000 pound budget. Thank you so much for watching. The video did go on for a bit, but yeah, it was just me ranting about the automotive sector.